What's going on, you guys? It's Dragoon here, and so this past weekend I went to regionals, and I actually managed to get in the top 48, which I was really excited about. It was my first regional top. I went 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, and so I was really happy with how everything turned out. And so I'm giving you guys a deck profile for the deck I played, which was ninjas. I was originally planning to play heroes, but the more I tested, the more I felt like the deck wasn't quite as good for the format. So I'm probably just going to wait on that deck until the new stuff comes out, unless I can figure out something that just works really well. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys my sweet regional topping deck profile. I'm really excited. I'm really happy how well everything turned out. I played 2 Bujins, 2 Mermails, 1 Shadoll, 1 Madolche, 1 Frog, and 1 Geargia. I think that's not... Oh, and a Spellbook match. How could I forget that one? That was the finals. I'll talk a little bit more about the matchups as I go. I might make a separate video for like a regional report, but let's just go ahead and get started with the deck, because I feel like that is what most people are interested in seeing. So to start off, we have the most important monster card in the deck. It's 3 Ninja Grandmaster Hanzo. If you're not familiar with what he does, he's kind of the Stratos of the deck. He adds a ninjutsu art trap card from your deck to your hand when he is normal summoned, and if you flip or special summon him, he can add a ninja monster from your deck to your hand. So he's really cool, he's really versatile, he's got 1800 attack, I love the artwork. I mean, ninjas have been an archetype I've always enjoyed. I made a deck profile of it a couple summers ago. I just never got around to playing the deck a whole lot, just because I got busy and a whole lot of stuff happened. I was just playing other decks, and it was really crazy because I came back to this deck kind of on a whim, just for fun, and ended up picking it to go to regionals with. So that's Hanzo. He's just awesome. And then I play 3 Upstart Golden Ninja. This is your Xyz, your combo card of the deck. He allows you to discard a trap card from your hand and special a ninja from the deck. So you can special himself, you can go for OTKs depending on the number of traps in your hand, but usually you just want to special a Hanzo so you can add another copy of him to your hand. So it's like kind of like free summons. It's kind of nice, provided you have the trap cards in your hand. It creates a little parallel though, because it's like, do I want to set the trap cards so I have protection and so I have counters for my opponent's plays, or do I want to keep a couple in hand in case I draw Golden Ninja, or if I already have him in hand so I can combo out provided I run into that situation. But it's really nice to have this basic core of ninjas, plus the nice combination of dark and light. Makes things really useful. Yeah, so 3 of these guys, they're just the best ninjas in my opinion. And the last 2 ninja cards we play in the deck are 2 White Dragon Ninja. She is amazing, creating locks all day. This past weekend, the Bujin matchup is so easy because, as one of my opponents said, it's no fun playing against another slow stall deck. And ninjas can play that way, which is what I like, but they can also play a little more fast-paced, focusing more on the golden ninja plays. White Dragon Ninja is just so amazing. As you can see, I got her on my playmat. Hanzo's over here, you can sort of see him, but I figured we could start with this side for the deck profile, because she is what won me my Shadoll match. I stalled out, brought out the White Dragon Ninja. There's a lock with her in Safe Zone, where Safe Zone protects her, and she protects your spell and trap cards from being destroyed, so it's really great. I stalled out. By the time the duel was over, my opponent had 3 cards left in the deck, so if I didn't beat him in time, which is what I ended up doing, I was gonna deck him out, because the Shadoll matchup's kind of weird. It's like, you can steal their Midrash, or as it's named now, Winda, and make her with it. So it's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's rough. It's not the easiest matchup, but I did 2-0 him, so it was great. Like, round 1 was a lot harder than round 2, even though I only drew into one of my side cards round 2, so that was kind of, it was weird. It was my first time playing against the deck with this one as well, so, do what you can, but she's just plain amazing. She's awful to draw, so you don't want that, but it's kind of a risk you have to take with this deck, because I didn't want to play only the 1 copy. I like to have the ability to bring out 2. So if my opponent kills one of them, if I don't have the lock, I can bring out another one and set it up again. So Those are all the ninja monsters in the deck. There are 8, and you know, I really like the way it is so far. So White Dragon Ninja transitions to my other super transformation targets, in which I play 3 Jirak Gwaiba. If you don't know what Jirak Gwaiba does, he special summons a Jirak monster with 1700 or less attack from the deck when he kills a monster in battle. So it's really nice. Just gives you plays, lets you go into the Evilzar Xyz monsters, which is one of the reasons I wanted to play this guy, and allows you to plus, provided, you know, you can beat over. So pluses are always good. And then I play the 1 Drak Velo. I wanted to be able to use the effect of Gwaiba twice, at least. So if I draw him, I've got, you know, 3 other targets in the deck. If I super transform into this guy, I've got targets left in the deck. The last thing I wanted was to be able to attack with Gwaiba and not get his effect off. Because, you know, summoning those Evilzar Xyz, it's really good. It allows you to maintain control, which is what this deck likes to do, is just constantly have control of the board if it can. So what Velo does is it kind of acts as a 4th Gwaiba, but also, you know, just a decent monster to have on board. A safe play. If it attacks or is attacked and gets destroyed in battle and sent to the grave, you can special a Jirak monster with 1700 or less attack from the deck. So it's kind of the defensive version of Gwaiba. So it's just nice to have this little mini dinosaur engine to make plays with. And I in game 1 of my Geargia match, I opened right in a row double White Dragon Ninja, and I was just like, no, why are you doing this to me right now, deck? But literally, I won the duel because of my Jirak monsters. I drew into, the only ninja I drew into besides the unusable white ninja was Upstart Golden Ninja. I never really got into playing with him because I just sat on these guys. You know, Gwaiba was doing damage. I ended up making a Dolka, negating his Geargia armor twice, and ended up going into a Lagia later down in the game, and I sat on plays, putting safe zone on my Dolka to keep it safe while I negated effects, and, you know, just making little pushes with the Jirak monsters. It was a really really nice setup, and I honestly believe it's kind of what won me the duel, because he ended up winning game 2 and I won game 3, obviously using the ninja cards the way it was supposed to be, but he had no clue you know, exactly what, I mean, if he knows ninjas, then he knew what the deck was capable of, but he really didn't see a whole lot of it, which was nice. So Jirak monsters were great. And then the last 2 monsters of the deck we play is the 1 Blackwing Zephyros, the Elite. I did not resolve this guy's effects all day on Saturday. It was kind of upsetting because he's a nice combo piece. Basically what he does is he will special himself from the grave by returning 1 trap card, or what, it doesn't have to be a trap, it's just usually it's a trap. You return 1 face-up card on your side of the field to your hand, and you take 400 damage and special him from the grave. You can only use his effect once per duel, so I only like playing him as a 1-of, but he's dark. He's got a decent amount of attack in 1600. It's a little weak, but it gets by. But basically, if his effect goes off the way you want it to, it's always a +1, because you can, like, after you use your super transformation, if the monster leaves the board, it's just a dead trap card taking up a spot. But, like, you can, if I have a ninja monster in my hand, like say a golden ninja, I can return the trap card to my, you know, my dead super transformation to my hand, special Zephyros, then normal golden ninja's effect. I can ditch the trap card and summon another monster like a Hanzo, and then I can just have plays there, or I can even just set it and then go, you know, attack, and move on from there. It's a safe play. It's a good discard if you need to discard for something. I do play a discard outlet in the deck, which is good for having the white ninjas. So it's a decent discard outlet, and you know, if you have a monster and you're kind of afraid of Torrential and you want to summon into something else, this is a good one to do that because it's usable from the graveyard. So never once resolved it though, which was upsetting. I barely drew it either, so I only drew it in maybe 2 games, and I sided out every time I sided in Soul Drain, so that could be also why I barely used it. But it's still a good card. I may take it out for something else, but right now I like it. And the last monster of the deck is Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. Obviously there are enough lights and darks. The way I figured, there are only 4 dark monsters in the deck, and there are 5 lights. But the way I saw it is if you're not drawing into this guy, you're losing anyway. So I was like, well, that's enough darks, and you're going to be able to get to the lights. I never had, in all day, I never drew Blackluster Soldier and could not summon him. So I only drew him twice, I believe, and one of those times was I added him off of Pot of Duality. It was actually in my final round up against Spellbooks. Ironically, if you guys know, I played against Nimnim, if you guys are familiar with his channel on YouTube. Check him out if you're not. I played him in the finals. It was really fun duel. I think he will have my profile on his channel at some point. So yeah, this card was I used him both times. I actually drew him and summoned him. I didn't use him to banish. I didn't use him for anything else. I had him in my hand, and I used him to go for game with the extra attack, and that was pretty much it. But it's just too good of a card to not play, in my opinion. So it's a great top deck. I never did it, like I said, but obviously you guys know what top decking Blackluster Soldier is like. So that's all the monsters. Onto the spells. There are only 9 spells. I try to keep the spell count to a minimum because ninjas excel at using trap cards, not spell cards. So I kept the spells very basic. 2 duality, 2 reinforcements of the army. Just gets you to the stuff you need as quickly as you can. Getting to Hanzo is super important in this deck, and I wanted to be able to do that. So this is a must-have. It's really nice to have, and then these are nice too. I tried upstarts in the deck a while ago. I didn't like it, so 2 duality is nice. You don't it's a nice number for the amount of you special in the deck. It fits, in my opinion. Play 2 space. I never like to play 3, not with artifacts being a thing, at least. I do side a 3rd one though for, you know, those heavy spell and trap decks, and for decks like Madolche and stuff like that. So I always side the 3rd one. I like to, at least. And I play 1 lance and 1 duress for protection, but also it's basically for my dinosaur monsters. I like to be able to get Gwaiba's effect more consistently, and this lets me, you know, drop my opponent's attack by 600 or 800. And then the lance acts as kind of a pseudo 3rd space, protecting you from spells and traps. And the duress is nice because it allows you to attack into, you know, if you got the 1 monster on board, your opponent's got a set monster, you might be afraid it's a Fire Hand or a Raikou or whatever. You attack into it, and then they go target your monster with the damage step, and you use this on it so it can't be destroyed. They don't get their, well, I mean, Fire Hand doesn't get a special, but I mean, obviously Raikou's still going to let him mill, but you don't have to worry so much about losing to cards like that when you have duress. It's just nice protection all in all. Protect you from torrential, whatever. So I did actually use this. My opponent summoned 101, and on summon I used Dress to stop my guy from being targeted, so then I could kind of attack over 101 the next turn. I didn't get to kill it, of course, because it has its effect to protect itself, but I did stop it from using its effect to steal my monsters, so Dress was really good. All the spells were good all weekend. The last spell is one of the best spells. It's Book of Moon. Book of Moon, it can be used in conjunction with stuff like these for your dinosaurs, but it's also just an amazing card in general, this format, in my opinion. It's versatile, can do a lot of things, and it can't be hit with wire tap, which is one of the most important things about it. So yeah, I really liked playing Book of Moon. It won me, I wouldn't say it won me a lot of games, because obviously it's a one-of and you have to draw at the right time, but it definitely did save me a few times to, you know, allow me to make better pushes and stuff like that. Like, I booked a, one of the ways to get out of the White Dragon lock is with Castel, which is new now, so my opponent summoned Castel, I Book of Mooned it right then and there, because I did not want him shuffling my cards back into the deck, so Book of Moon saved my life in one of those games. So onto the traps. There are 17 traps. Then we got Staples, Warning, Bottomless, Compulsory Evacuation Device, and Torrential Tribute. All super good cards to have in the deck like this. Any deck, really. And then the most important traps of the deck are your 3 Ninjutsu Art of Super Transformation. Card's just so good. Basically, it's a ninja version of Super Polymerization. You target 1 ninja on your side of the field and 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field. Send them both to the grave. And then special from your deck, a dragon, dinosaur, or sea serpent monster whose level is less than or equal to the levels of the combined levels of the sent monsters. So it's just a really great card. It won me so many games. You know, Steal Midrash. I steal Yamato all day with this card. It's really great. Stealing Mermail monsters is great with this card. It provides just a lot of good plays and nice removal because it doesn't destroy, it just sends. So goodbye Stardust or anything else. You have to be prepared though because it doesn't work in Xyz monsters. So you gotta preemptively take those out, and then whereas usually you like to just hit the Xyz and not the stuff that they make it with, but you can't do that with this. So. And then going in conjunction with that is the 3 safe zones. Safe zone, like I said before, it's used with the lock with White Dragon Ninja. So you special White Dragon off of this. White Dragon will protect safe zone will protect White Dragon, and you're just good to go. But it can be used in a couple other ways too. Like one play I've made with this deck, I didn't do it at regionals, but I safe zoned my opponent's monster, and then I returned safe zone to my hand with Zephyros, and then so safe zone by its own effect destroyed my opponent's monster. Then I had a safe zone that I could reuse, and I had a monster on board, so it was pretty good. It does provide just nice protection. Like I said, I did use it on Dolka. I used it on a Hanzo at one point to keep him alive, so I could go ahead and make a super transformation play later on. But I use this like every Bujin matchup I put safe zone on a monster. It could be a Dolka, it could be a Logia, it could be a White Dragon Ninja, it could be whatever. So just so like if they have the Crane or the Honest, it doesn't matter. I'll take some life, but whatever. You'll still either your monster dies and you don't use your Crane or Honest, or I make you waste a card out of your hand, because the beauty of Crane and Honest is that your monster stays alive when your opponent attacks you, and the opponent's monster goes away. And Safe Zone says no to that. And that's one of the best plays in the Bujin deck, in my opinion. Is Crane and Honest is what keep those guys alive, not with the with the graveyard cards, of course. But I mean, whenever you're attacking into Bujins, that's what you're afraid of, Honest and Crane. So this says I don't really care. So. You just gotta watch your life, but that was never an issue for me at all. If I didn't mention already, I 2-0'd both Bujin matchups, and it was just so easy. So, on to the rest of the traps. They're pretty basic trap cards. 2-dimensional prison card's a little slow, but it's still good. I banished Nephilim with this a couple times. Banishing whatever you can banish is nice. It's nice that it doesn't destroy. It's whatever. It's a great card. I don't know. Like you can play stuff like Karma Cut, which is a little faster. You don't have to wait for an attack, but it requires you to discard, and it's a whole kind of paradox thing. It's personal preference. If you don't like this, you don't have to play it. But it did do well for me over the course of the weekend. I played 2 Breakthrough Skill as well. The card's really solid. It's a great discard outlet for activating Upstart Ninja's effect. So, you can ditch it to special, and then you still got a semi-usable card in your graveyard. You can banish it to negate something, and the following turn or some other turn down the road, it's a nice card to have. In my opinion, at least in this deck, it is the best effect negator. I don't like playing Fiendish Chain. I don't like clogging up my spell and trap zone, to be honest. If I was playing a card like Magic Planter, it might be a different story, but I'm not, so Breakthrough Skill was great. And then I played the 2 Wiretap because it's Wiretap, and it's a great card. It's the best trap negator right now, in my opinion. So, great card. And the card that won me my duel in the finals was Phoenix Wing Windblast. It's the card I chose to play as the discard outlet for when I draw my White Dragon Ninja. And it won me my duel against Spellbooks in the finals. You'll see in Nim's channel, we talk about it in the deck profile at regionals. So basically, yeah, I go Windblast his Shining Elf during the end phase of his turn. He's got 3. He's got a Fate, a Wisdom, and I believe it was a Secrets face down. So I Windblasted his Shining Elf away, so I pretty much had nothing to worry about. Summoning an Upstart Golden Ninja. Effect, summon a Hanzo overlay. I made a Castell and I put his field back into his deck, so I didn't have to worry about that. Because I was on my last turn in time. I was turn 4, so I wanted to do as much as I could that turn. And then I summoned Blockbuster Soldier and I hit him for as much damage as I could, and he drew and offered for game. So this card was good all the time, though. Anytime I drew it, it was a nice card to have. So definitely enjoy Phoenix Wing Windblast. So that's all for the main deck, and we'll go on to the extra deck. We play. It's a bunch of Xyz monsters. It's nothing Nothing too crazy. Just 15 different Xyz monsters. So we'll talk about the specific ones first. I've got Heroic Champion Excalibur and Blade Armor Ninja for the Warrior specific Xyz. This card won me my game 2 against Shadolls, so it was great. I never summoned this guy, but I did have a couple chances to do it. It was just there was other cards that would have been better. So these were great. We've got Evelzar Lagia and Evelzar Dolka for your Drak monsters. Obvious great cards all weekend. Especially Dolka. Dolka's like an MVP. I like Dolka, but obviously they're both great. And then we play, for the 2 lights, we play Starleash Paladynamo. Great card. Master Key Beetle, you can make it with a Hanzo and a Zephyros, or the 2 Hanzos, which is the less likely play. I never got this off in the tournament, but what I did do previously is I had a White Dragon Ninja with a safe zone on it, and then I eventually was able to summon into Master Key Beetle and protected this, and my opponent just admitted defeat right then and there. It was really great. So you can get this out. It's a pretty good play. It's 2,500 attack as well, so solid. Daigusto Emerald, card's so good. Recycling your ninjas, recycling your dinosaurs, drawing cards. Never summoned it at regionals, but I've summoned it enough times before that it is a very relevant extra deck card. Castell, the Skyblaster Musketeer, the new guy, he's great. He shuffles by detaching 2, any face-up card on your opponent's side of the field. Or actually, does he need to be face-up? I don't think. Oh, no, I was right. 1 face-up card. So, shuffles a face-up card. Super good card. And then he has the same effect as Maestro, to where you detach 1, you can flip a monster into face-down defense mode. So, he's an awesome card. I really like having him. And then I play Gaga Cowboy, never went into it. Heartland Draco, went into it a couple times, but it never was able to win the game for me. I tried, and my opponent always had a counter for it, so I only went into it like twice, but these are both nice to have. Black Ship of Corn, never went into it. 101, went into it a few times. Stole a Nephilim, it was great. Abyss Dweller, super good. I went into it in both my Mermail matches, and it was great each time. Ragnazira, I wanted to go into it against Madolches, but I didn't draw any monsters either game besides White Dragon Ninja, so that's, oh man, that loss was just so upsetting because literally in both games I drew no monsters. So I was like, or both rounds I guess you could say, it was awful. So it was like, it was me taking pretty much a free loss, and it was just, I don't know, it was just really sucky. This card's just so good in a lot of matchups. I wanted to use it then, but no monsters. Bad draws, but whatever, still fine. And then the last extra deck monster is Diamond Direwolf. It's whatever. I used it, not this weekend, but in testing, I used it to get rid of a Royal Decree that was up. So that did win me the game at that point, but some might argue that Castell is better for that sort of thing, and to an extent I would agree, but I do like having the option to go into Wolf and destroy the card, because maybe it's something that can't be, like, maybe you need to get over like a Stardust or something. You know, Wolf wouldn't be good, but Castell would be good, but then maybe there's something you want to destroy and not put it back in the deck. I don't, you know, it's whatever. Maybe this will come out for something better, but I know that it's been good for me in the past, so I played it this weekend as well. So with that being said, you guys, that is the Ninja deck profile that I was able to top regionals with. I'm really excited to you know, have had the opportunity to top with it. It's a fun deck. It plays a little bit, you know, it's reminiscent of how I like to play heroes to a certain extent. You know, it's got its own things it can do, but it's also got some similarities that I do really enjoy. You know, it's fun. I had a really good time. I started off the event really, you know, not in good spirits, because I didn't do that well at the beginning. It was, you know, I drew my first game against Frogs. I lost my second game in time against Mermails. I won my 2-0, you know, my third game against Bujins, and then I lost that Madolche match, which was just awful. So, you know, about halfway through the regional, I only had one win, and it was, you know, at that point in the day, we only having the one win, it's pretty discouraging. And so I had assumed that things would go poorly from there, but after that I just won every duel in succession. It was great. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I don't know what I would really change, but I'm going to keep playing the deck, so you guys can potentially look forward to updates to it on my channel, and who knows, maybe I'll play it at some more major events. But with that, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.